Good morning. This is Florida Plant Mama, and I'm gardening in Zone 10A, Central Florida. I've got a huge problem that I'm trying to solve. It's the battle for the strawberries. The insects, the birds, the rodents are killing me. They keep eating the strawberries before I have a chance to eat them. So I'm trying to find a solution for that problem. This is my beloved strawberry patch. This is one of my beautiful strawberries. This could have been a beautiful strawberry, but look what's happened to it. I went out, well, I didn't go out. I purchased these online at Amazon. They are little strawberry cages. They were relatively inexpensive, probably about a little less than $1.50 for each. I started out with just 10 of them to see how they would do. They literally just fasten in place like that. And then once they're fastened, these little sticks go down in the dirt. Here's how it's supposed to work. You see here, the strawberries would typically sit on the ground like this, and it leaves plenty of space for the insects and rodents to come along and eat them. Now, this won't help solve the problem of the rodents, but I think it may help the problem of the insects, because that's what happens. This cage kind of keeps these fruiting stems up off the ground a bit. So there's a little bit of room down there. I think that'll give me a fighting chance. Now, the only thing is I wish these were red, because I think they would help camouflage the strawberries a little bit better than the green. But, I'll take what I can get. Like I said, these were inexpensive, and I'm hoping they will be a solution to the problem. I'm going to go ahead and fasten these little cages around the strawberries that are currently bearing fruit. And then I've got a different solution where the strawberries are a little bit closer together and will not fit multiple cages in that space. I've decided it's time to pull these carrots to give me more room to work in this bed. Wow. This is how carrots grow in untilled spaces. They hit a little bump or rock or something that's impeding their path, and they split like this. So not all of these are beautiful store-bought looking carrots, but they are edible. That one is a beautiful one. Now this space is opened up a little bit better, so I have more room to work. I've taken to cutting these cages because their diameter is just too big for my space. Very simple to do. Thank God for cheap plastic. Okay, that's what we've got. Now the legs on these things are a lot flimsier than I would like, and a lot shorter than I would like, but they seem to be doing the trick. So that's it. Strawberry in the middle, and the flowers kind of hang on this little concave platform. Here's another one. But you see what I've done? I've made the mistake of planting my strawberries so densely that I can't fit more of these in this space. In hindsight, I would have spaced my strawberries a lot less densely to allow space for the cages between them, but I wasn't thinking that far ahead when I was planting these strawberries. So note to all of you out there in garden world, when you're creating a strawberry bed, don't plant them too closely together. It sounds good in theory, you pack more in, you get more strawberries. Yeah, no. They grow really fast, they send off runners, and once you've got them this densely planted, it's really hard to create cages around them. Okay, so here's my other solution. I've got these little plastic trays that I don't use very much anymore. They were very inexpensive. I think I got about 25 of these for less than $5. Very thin plastic. That's why I don't use them. They're pretty flimsy. So I decided to try and repurpose them. So I just cut creating a little hole in the center. There, that's what I've got. These are a lot smaller than these cages, so I'm hoping that I can get them around the plants that cannot accommodate a cage. Let's see if my theory works. Clearly, there are too many strawberries in this space to protect each one with a cage. However, I did give it the good old college try. In the fall, I will dig up the excess strawberries and I will space them more appropriately so that I can cage them better. But for now, while they're in active growth and fruiting, this is the best I can do. I think I'm going to put a scarecrow in here as well, something that I can move around that will scare away the birds and the rodents. I've decided to reinforce these things with a couple of garden pins. Just to hold them in place for now. The legs on these little platforms are also pretty short and kind of flimsy, so I'm giving them a little extra hand as well. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I hope I get to eat her. Right there. See, here's a strawberry plant that's not in a cage. It's kind of in between. What I'm doing with those is if I see any stems with fruit, I'm just kind of lifting it and carrying it over to the cage. It's arts and crafts time. Doesn't have to be perfect. Birds are not that smart. All right. So the theory behind this painting a stone red thing is the stone sort of resembles a strawberry. The birds come down, they peck at the stone and realize it is not a strawberry. They fly away. They try again. Once again, it's not a strawberry. At some point, they will decide it's too much effort to keep flying down and pecking at these red things that look like strawberries that turn out not to be strawberries. There's the other theory that if you put these around, they will fly towards these and they won't see the actual strawberries. So the chances that they'll get your ripe strawberries reduce because they're confused by the fake strawberries. I'm going to increase the diversity in this bed. I know, you're looking at this and thinking, where else can you possibly plant anything? I've already started the process of adding diversity. I've got plantain here. I've got Stokes aster. We've got a limequat tree here. We've got a mulberry tree there. We've got elephant ear and a camellia. So there is some, oh look, and we've even got a carrot there. And I had a bunch of carrots in this space that I just pulled out. And over here, we've got the cucumbers. So yes, there is some diversity, but I think I need more. Brilliant idea, guys. I decided, why don't I use what I have? I've got these marigold seeds here. Well, these are the flowers that have dried. And look at that. You open them up, and there are 10,000, okay, maybe not 10,000, many, many marigold seeds. See that? Marigolds are wonderful pest deterrents. I'm just going to sprinkle marigold seeds around and see what takes. Marigolds are hardy little boogers, so they will essentially grow wherever they can. So while I wait to purchase a couple more plants for diversity, just going to throw some marigolds in. We'll see what happens. And now for my next line of defense. There's no rain forecasted, and my sprinklers don't go on until the morning, so we should be okay. It only works if it's not dissolved. So I'm just spreading it around. I'm going to put some in my cucumber bed as well, but first I have to water it. Again, if it gets wet, it dissolves and no longer serves its purpose. I've got one final strategy up my sleeve. That strategy is multi-planting strawberries. So I've got that one bed, and guess what? I'm starting another pot system. This is my rendition of the tower system. It's just 3 pots, gradually declining in size. I've got my first strawberry in. She is the lovely pink strawberry. Oh, so gorgeous. I plan on getting another couple, or maybe 1 for up here and 2 for down here. So in total, I'll have 4 or 5 strawberry plants in this towering system. Ingenious, isn't it? I knew this was going to be worked, but I had no idea how much work it would be. I am absolutely exhausted. And there's still one more thing that I want to do before I close out this video. What is this, you ask? This is my good old bucket system. No, I cannot take credit for this DIY project. I found it online, so no. We've got a lid. We've got a bucket with holes that I've drilled in. We've got an intact bucket. First bucket goes at the bottom. Second, smaller bucket with the holes in it goes on top of that, allowing about maybe 3 to 4 inches between the bottom bucket and the inner bucket, and the lid that can go on top. Bet you wonder what I'm going to do with this. Well, I'll tell you. I do not eat carrot tops, and typically this would go into compost, but I've decided I'm going to make some liquid fertilizer today. So what I'll do is take these tops and pop them in the bucket. These tops are full of nutrients. I'm all about using what I've got. I've got some pruned and wilted thyme here. Last but not least, I've got this plantain leaf. I had to trim it anyway because it was in my strawberry patch path. What's that saying? Waste not, want not. I'm throwing in a couple of scoops of native garden dirt as well. It's full of helpful microbes, bacteria, and fungi that will help break this all down. Once we've got that all in the bucket, let's add our water. You want the water to reach and cover all of the greens. To keep them submerged, I just add a couple of garden variety bricks. You can do stones, you can do a log, whatever you want, just to keep everything underwater like that. Within about 1 week, this solution is ready to use. I'll probably let it sit for a couple of weeks before I use it. This is a very concentrated fertilizer, so I'll be sure to dilute it before applying it to my plants. Within 1 week, this is sure to be a stinky mess. I do not want to stick my hand in this stinky mess, and this double bucket system helps prevent that. I don't have to touch this at all. I simply lift the bucket and it drains. And all of that goodness goes into the first bucket, and then I can dispose of what's in the inner bucket in the compost. Can you see? Pop that lid on, and that's it. Homemade fertilizer in progress. Hopefully my strawberries will be protected and I'll have wonderful fertilizer to use in the next week. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed and beautiful day.